Hi everyone, thanks for coming to take a look at my latest journals. These were my design team project for August for TLC Creates, and that's Paulette Slater. I've done a separate video for this one, which is a soft cover journal. So that one, there is a video to have a flip through on that one. But this video, I'm going to go through this, which is, sorry, just checking it's in. Yeah. So this is a hardcover journal that I've done. The kit that I used was Grandmother's House and Sears wallpaper. This one is hardcover. The cover is actually a vintage book. The book pages said that this print was 1900. Whether that's correct or not, I don't know, but it is certainly a vintage cover. Unfortunately, the book pages, it was quite in a decrepit state, but the book cover was good enough to use. I don't know if you can see that there is an old ink splot there on the front, and it is quite marked where the fingers have turned it, I guess, but it is a lovely cover. And on the back of it there is an imprint, so there's a little border that goes round and a little bit of embossing in there. I've put a new spine on it, so the spine is 2 inches, and most of these buttons are, in fact I think they all are vintage, again courtesy of my friend Leslie, who finds me lots of nice things in her local charity shop. This is closed with a piece of silk that's been edged. As you can see, it is quite chunky. This one actually measures 8 1/4 tall and 5 1/4 wide, and as I said, it has a 2-inch spine. So where you can see from the front there. There are 2 signatures inside this one, so I think altogether there are 96 pages front and back. On the front cover here, there's a little envelope, and that does open up. There's a little bit of the paper that was left over, so I've put that in there so that you can journal on it. And there's a little card, journaling card, behind it there. There's a crochet doily here, and that crochet doily is front and back. It goes all the way across. Again, the lovely Grandmother's House paper from Paulette. There's some crochet trim there with some ribbon threaded through it. This one is a flip up, so there's room there to journal, and actually you could journal on there. There's an old pocket, that was actually my school dictionary in there that's fell to pieces. And again, the little card there with the vintage buttons on. And there's another tuck spot there at the back. This is another of Paulette's pages with the encyclopedia with the flowers over it. Tuck spot here with some extra journaling space and a couple of cards in there. And this says, "Be happy for the moment. This moment is your life," and there's a little old vintage photo in there. One of the pages from Paulette. Again, this was, I saw this with Carol Tinson when she was doing her 30-day challenge. So there's a little photo card in there. I don't have vellum, but that's tracing paper, some heavy-duty tracing paper that's on there. And again, this can be stuck in if you want to, but I did it as just clipped on there. A lot of these pages I've decorated with dictionary page and old vintage stamps, seeing as it's Grandmother's House. There's a lace pocket here that's front and back, and again this is a leftover paper that I had from the kit that I've backed with paper, and that can either be journaled on, or you can add things to it and personalise it. This was one of the printouts, was one of the freebies from Paulette. There's a little photo, vintage photo in there. Again, beautiful wallpaper sample there. There's a tuck spot in there. And that one there flips out, so there's plenty of space in here to journal. A little tuck spot there with some fabric and a vintage button and a little bit of crochet trim at the back there. This is some writing paper that's been put in, so there's plenty of extra space to journal, and that actually comes out, it's on a little band, so you can take that out and replace it when it's full if you wanted to. Some more of the wallpaper there. And again, a little Franken tag there. Some more of the vintage dictionary page and stamp there. There's a little image there. I shrank down the pages very small, so they're stamp size as well. And again, some dictionary page and a little advert there. I think those adverts are from Tsunami Rose. There's an envelope there. Some can be tucked in there. And again, this is a page from a vintage embroidery book. Again, some little bit of collage up there. A tag put in there. This one, some old vintage crochet trim on there. And that lifts up so you can do underneath it. There's some little rabbits and roses on there. This piece of fabric. And here, the centre of the first signature, again, there's some little beads. Can you see those? Some little beads on there. Sorry if you can hear crying, somebody's fell over outside. Lovely image there of wallpaper, and again the little collage. This was a square doily that my friend Leslie found for me, and I've cut it into 4. It makes a nice little tuck spot. And the back of the vintage page there. And the envelope. Again, there's plenty of room in here so that you can journal. Another piece of the paper that I had left over that I've backed on tea stain paper, and again, that can be decorated in your own style. Vintage doily here. There's a tuck spot. This is one of the roses that I cut out and backed with some paper to make us a little tuck spot. There's a tuck there and a Franken tag there. And there are little bits of the wallpaper that I had left over and some little images. And as I say, I think they're from Tsunami Rose. Little tuck spot there. And again, a little card from the leftover paper. The other side of the lace pocket. And again, some paper left over, so there's plenty of room to journal and make that tag your own. This is a envelope on here that's been decorated on the back, and then it lifts open so you can put things inside it as well. And again, there's stamps and little buttons on that. And I think that image is one from Old Design Shop, I think. I'll check. A little dangle on there. This is a glassine bag that's been decorated. They're stuck on, and there's a tuck spot behind. There's a tuck spot in the bag there, and then there's the little pocket here as well with some lace on it. And that's the first signature there. In the middle here is one of the false envelope pockets that I had a go at making. There's a little tuck spot there that actually can go that way as well. And that flips up so that you can stick something on there. There's a little pocket there and a little pocket there. And I think it was Gail Agostinelli that did those. So that's my version of that one. And it's stamped on the back. And again, the lovely paper from Paulette. And here we have another of the flip-ups there. Little recipe in there. Writing paper. Little tuck spot there. That was actually a double tuck on there. And again, this is from Paulette. This one flips down and there's a tuck spot behind it. And again, there's some vintage stamps on that one. Again, another of the Carol Tinson little pockets there. This paper's been one of the plastic doilies that's been put on and coffee stained. Tuck spot up there, that flips down with the extra paper in it. Little pull out there. Another tuck spot there, and that says "Be honest." It's one of the little Franken tags. Again, that flips out. Plenty of space on there. Again, this is one of the cotton serviettes, a little doily that I had. It had been actually creased, it wouldn't lay flat, so I'd put it over the page. And this is one of the images from Paulette's kit that I've copied onto tissue paper and then decoupaged front and back on there. Makes a nice little tuck spot. Another of the Franken tags in there. Some more of the lace coffee dyed paper. More of the collage there, and a little envelope there. The tag. I think some of these tags are Tsunami Rose and some of them are Old Design Shop. The old vintage book there. And again, centre of the second signature, and there's some beads on there that do hang below. Another glassine bag that's had some decoupaging on and some images on there. So it's got the pocket at the front there, pocket at the back, and pocket inside the bag as well there. So there's 3 pockets on that one. And again, that's leftover paper that I've left nice and plain so it can be made personal. The back of the book page there. This book page actually, it is quite an old one and it was falling to pieces, so it seemed to fit well in this journal. Again, another stamp. Again with the coffee dyed with the plastic paper, plastic napkin, little envelope. Stamp down there. Tuck spot here, that says be ambitious. I've now run out of this lace, which makes me feel sad. It was lovely. And I don't know where I got it from to get any more. This one flips open. Beauty treatments for busy women, if anybody wants to have a read. And it writes on it as well. Lots of room there. There's a little flower on there. And that image I think is Tsunami Rose. Little tuck spot there. And it's clipped in with a card. Another little tag here. This was leftover bits and pieces that I had. Put it all together on, cut it all up. Another tuck spot there. Here there's 2 side pockets with tucks on the front there in the lace and also tucks behind. I've just been watching the Artie Mays videos on the journal she's been doing, and she put her pages pockets sideways, and I thought I like that. And it was just as I was doing this journal, so it was just in time, so I thought I'd give it a go. Again, this is an envelope on the side here, and on the back it flips up so you can put something inside there. That image is one from the Old Design Shop. It clips on there, the little beads on it. Doily here, a couple of pockets. Another flip up there with some extra writing paper in, and a couple of cards. And as I said, on the back that goes all the way across. And in the back there, there's another of the envelopes there with a little tuck spot behind, and inside of there was some paper left over, so I put that in there so that there's some extra journaling space. It just fits in there nicely. Okay, so that's my hardcover journal of Grandmother's House. I do hope you like it. As I say, this cover does have some markings on it, but given that it's from 1900, I'm not surprised. But it is a lovely cover. Do hope you like it. Do take a look at Paulette's kits. They are lovely. Thank you very much for looking. I really appreciate it. Thank you.